Hi, it's Robin Sharma, author of The Leader Who Had No Title, founder of the Titan Academy, and welcome to this mastery session called How to Be Human Again. Well, we're living in a fascinating world. Many years ago, we grew up on farms, and there were these smaller communities, less technology, a lot more humanity. And I'll speak for myself, and you're probably a lot like me, but I notice in the world, there are a lot of people who have gone numb. A lot of people who are not so much in their hearts anymore, not so much present anymore, not so human anymore, maybe disconnected from their authenticity, maybe so busy being busy, worrying about accumulating things in society that they've forgotten the small and simple wonders of the dew on a spider's web after a rainstorm. The simple wonders of a conversation on a bus with a stranger. The simple wonders of looking into the eyes of the cashier at a grocery store, not in a weird way, but understanding and appreciating that this person is doing a labor that allows you to take the food home for your family. And for me, where I'm at on my leadership and life path is I'm calibrating and dialing in to the need of connection and appreciation for the simplest of things more than ever before. And so hopefully this is going to resonate with you, but what I've done is deconstruct some of the pieces that make someone fully human so that we can both think about them. And I'm not saying I'm fully human, and I'm not saying I'm not on my journey. A lot of my mastery sessions are on leadership and exponential productivity and epic performance and building world-class companies. But today, I wanted to go within even more. And I wanted to offer you these reminders. And so the first thing is fully functioning human beings are present. The greatest gift you can give your children, the greatest gift you can give people in your neighborhood, the greatest gift you can give your customers, the greatest gift you can give your significant other, the greatest gift you can give a stranger is the gift of the fullness of your presence, of your attention. Most people in the world today, certainly members of the majority, the 95%, they're so addicted to distraction and to technology, they left the bandwidth of their humanity on the table of their mobile phone. And what I mean by that is this. If all day long you're checking notifications and texts and social media and different feeds, well, that bandwidth, and I've deconstructed bandwidth in a previous mastery session, and I teach it at my live event, Personal Mastery Academy. If you're interested in how the A players do it, you can find information. It's all over the web. You'll be able to find it. But my point is simply this. If all day long you are addicted to distraction, then you're going to suffer from broken focus syndrome. And you're going to be leaving your mental focus and your physical energy and your human presence on those distractions. Every time you shift your focus to a sound in the background because you've left the radio on, you've given some of your bandwidth to the radio. If you get up in the morning and you have the news on, like a lot of people do, and I don't know why you would if you want to be an A producer, but you've given some of your bandwidth to the news. If you've left your ringer on, I never have the ringer on my phone, but if you've left the ringer on, every single time there's the pulse, boom, the noise, some of your bandwidth goes to that distraction. The researchers call it attention residue. You wake up every morning with a full bandwidth of attention, and every distraction takes or steals some of that bandwidth, and that's called attention residue. And so if this happens all day long, you wonder why you can't focus by the end of the day, why you have no attention, why you have no presence. So with that awareness, because you know my 3-step success formula, with better awareness, you can make better choices. With better choices, you can see better results. I'll repeat it again because it's so important. It's called the 3-step success formula. With better awareness, you can make better choices. Wow, this is what the A players do. This is what the fully human people do. With that new awareness, better choices, better results. So the first thing fully functioning, fully alive human beings do, they're present. You see? And think about that word, please, being alive. The people I love being with are alive. They are present. They taste food and their eyes sparkle. They see a sunset and they say, Robin, look at the way the sunset is peeking out from the clouds. They're fully alive and present. They say, I'm reading this book and it's so philosophically profound. It's touched something within me and there's tears in my eyes. The people I populate my life with have such presence that when I say, I need your help, or can I run an idea by you, or let's share a dinner, they're not checking their phones. They don't even bring their phones to dinner. Why? Because they want to be present. You know, I was in South Africa a little while ago giving a Lead Without a Title presentation, and the gentleman, he was an elder gentleman. He was driving me around from event to event, media stop to media stop. And I said to him, I said, you know, you have this capacity to make people feel so special. You have this ability to make every single person you meet feel like they're the most important person you've ever met. Take me into this backstory of why you do what you do. And he said, you know, Robin, I've seen a lot of dead people in my life. I've had a very hard life. I've been around a lot of death. Some people have been shot. Some people have had diseases. Some of the loved ones, I've lost them. And he said, so when I see someone who is alive, it fills me with such energy and such joy. That's why I treat people the way I treat people. You know, yesterday I had a walk. I love walking meetings. I learned that from Steve Jobs. So, you know, whenever someone wants to meet with me that I think, yes, this is a good fit, so I meet with these people, but I always go for a walking meeting. And what that does is I learn from these people, I listen to these people, but I also get an hour of exercise and fresh air. And you know what? The walking and the energy creates that pharmacy of mastery that makes the meeting well. And this person had spent 1 month in numerous locations with Morgan Freeman. And I asked him this question: what makes Morgan Freeman so special? And you know what he said? He said, Morgan Freeman had an ability to make every single person he met feel like he hadn't seen them in many years. That was Morgan Freeman. So the first point or trait of fully alive human beings that I really want you to wire in and recalibrate and reinstitutionalize is simply this: be present. And it doesn't matter if the world around you, those people aren't present. You do what's right. Leadership is a lonely sport. Have the bravery to do what's right for you. Please don't say, well, Robin, no one else is doing it. Other people aren't present. It's so hard. Why is it so hard? Boo-hoo. Well, if leadership was easy, everyone would be a leader. And if it's right, live by this value. Be present. Number 2, connection. As I have gone deeper into my heart set, you probably know these words I've made up and created that I teach at Personal Mastery Academy. The 4 interior empires. Number 1 is mindset. That's not my word. Number 2 is heart set, word I've been teaching and created. 3, health set. And number 4, soul set. And this is the DNA of elite performance. This is really how the most productive people on the planet do it. They don't start their work on the outside, out in the world. They work within. They fireproof their inner core. So their mindset is calibrated. So their heart set is wide open and full of passion, love versus toxicity. So their health set is dialed in. So they have energy and vitality and longevity. So they own the game for decade after decade after decade. And then their soul set, the 4th interior empire. And so on this second point, connection. I've been working on my heart set and I've been working on my soul set as never before. And I've got to a place in my life where I love conversations with flower sellers on the streets of Rome. I love conversations with chefs in hole-in-the-wall restaurants who come out and say, "How was the food?" And 1 hour later, we're laughing our faces off. I've never been so connected to the people I adore. I've never been so connected to my team. I've never been so connected to the imperative of impact through the work that I do. And so the second thing I invite you to really go from superficiality to granularity on is connection. One of the reasons I love being in Rome so much, one of the reasons I'm spending less time in big cities and more time in small villages is I long for connection. I long to walk streets where people still look at you in the eye and gently smile or say, "Good morning," or they say, "Dobry utra," or they say, "Namaste," or they say, "Buenos dias," or they say, "Buongiorno," like the great Italians do. One of the reasons I love the south of Italy is people still hold their heart in their hand as they go through their days. One of my favorite people on the planet lives in Puglia, and his name is Franco. And Franco and Gabriele are two of my closest friends, even though I don't see them very often. And every day, at the end of the day, Franco's whole family shows up at his amazing restaurant, and they talk. What a concept. They have conversations. So connection is so important to being fully alive. Dial that in. It'll be so great for your pro-life, your personal life, your inner life. Number 3, fully alive human beings have high levels of understanding. I truly believe that everyone on the planet is good. And I'll probably see the social media comments on this. No, some people are bad, Robin. You're an idealist. People have hurt me. Don't trust anyone. If I see a comment like that, I'm not going to judge you. I just believe perhaps you haven't done the work to forgive the unforgiven and understand that every single person does what they do based on the level of awareness, consciousness, and humanity that's available to them. You see, they're no bad people. They're just wounded people. I've had people attack me, not physically, but they've tried to hurt me so violently. And through my work, I've built the understanding they're not bad people, they're numb people. Because someone who is fully alive in your mind and in your heart and in your health and in your soul set, you couldn't hurt a mosquito, because that's a living being. I guess what I'm trying to suggest to you with great love and respect is only people in pain do painful things. The Native American Indians say it so much better than I ever could. Never judge a person unless you have walked a mile in their moccasins. And so if someone has hurt you, if someone has betrayed you, if someone has stolen from you, if someone has caused heartbreak in you in any way, understand it's less about you. Don't make it about you. And it's about them. They're suffering. They're in pain. They're not conscious to what they're doing. Do you want to hurt them back, or do you want to understand them? And I'm not saying you spend time with them. Protect yourself, set boundaries, but wish them well on their journey from afar. And it was Confucius who said, before you go off to seek revenge, it's best to prepare 2 graves. Fourth thing that fully alive people do. They understand that life is an incredible journey. And the very nature of a journey means there's going to be detours. The car might break down. A lot of people say, well, why did this happen to me? Why am I going through a painful season of my life? Well, because you are human And I think a fully alive life is very colorful. A fully alive life is not linear. Everything works well. Every relationship is great. Your business is always great. Your health is always great. Always peak energy. You're like a robot, No, I mean, the people I resonate with are the artists and the misfits and the kooks and the eccentrics, the chefs who say, no, I need to work and create this because this is my love. The Jean-Michel Basquiats of the world, the Picassos of the world, the great musicians who were eccentrics because they lived in the moment. I'm not saying don't have structure. So much of my work in leadership and Personal Mastery Academy teaches you these things. The tight bubble of total focus, the 2 massage protocol, the 20-20-20 formula, which my book, The 5 a.m. Club, is based around on a concept I've been teaching for 20 years. Win the battle of the bed, put mind over mastery, get up at 5 a.m., the 5 a.m. Club. And I see a lot of my students now teaching it, which is wonderful. We're getting the word out there. But structure is important. But someone once said to me at one of my live events, let planning be your springboard so spontaneity can be your splash. And so remember, life is a journey. And it's not linear. And don't be a robot. Fully alive people say, I'm tired today. I'm going to rest. Fully alive people say, I've just come off a 6-month what I call HEC, high excellence cycle of exponential productivity, total productivity, running my protocols, getting up at 5 a.m., working out with trainers, doing Soul Cycle, scheduling my weeks according to my weekly design system. And now what I want to do for the next 2 months is drop into what I call deep refueling cycle and refill the well of mental focus and creativity and love and energy. And so I want to walk the streets of Rome, and I want to swim with the dolphins in Mauritius, and I want to go to New York City and walk through Tribeca, and then I want to go maybe over to Helsinki, another one of my favorite cities, and then I want to spend a lot of time with my loved ones having 3-hour meals, surrounded by flowers. And I actually want to start smelling flowers for 2 weeks or 2 months of this deep refueling cycle and bike ride. So I feel like I did when I was a 4-year-old on my little bicycle. And what that does is it gives me that sense of life is a journey and life is meant to be savored. And what if the measures of success that society is selling you are just a bunch of myths? I measure success by the person I am. I measure success by my integrity. I measure my success not by my income, but my impact. I measure success by the quality of the children I've raised. My son today, last night I dropped him off at the airport, and he's flying to finish his 3rd year of law school. And when I look at my 2 children, out of everything I've achieved in my life, and I don't need to give you a list, what I'm most proud of are the 2 children I have raised. Well, shouldn't that be a measure of success? Shouldn't the level of your dignity be a measure of your success? Shouldn't the level of your impact through your craft on your industry be a measure of success? Shouldn't the level of your presence and your connection and your availability to forgive other people be a measure of your success? And so enjoy the process of life. And then the final thing, number 5, that fully alive people do, if you want to really recalibrate your humanity, they're kind. I've been blessed to have some great mentors in my life. And one of the mentors I worked with when I was a very young lawyer influences me almost every day. And a while ago, I had the good sense to get on an airplane and see him. And little did I know that was the last time that I would see my mentor. And we sat there for about an hour and a half, and we talked about the legal profession, and we talked about what it means to be a leader, and we talked about values, and I spent most of the time asking him questions because I knew that was just an opportunity to learn from a giant of leadership and life. And if you have a chance to meet one of your mentors, if you have a chance to meet a hero, here's a lesson or an observation. So many times people talk versus listen. And so I just listened and asked questions. And when he left, he did something he'd never done to me. He reached over and he hugged me. And he said, "Robin, I love you." And I asked him, out of everything you've learned and these many decades that you've lived, because he was at the end of his life, a very illustrious life. He said, "Robin, be kind." Oh, Robin, it's so important to be kind. About 4 months later, we learned that he had passed away. But I offer you this mentor as a lesson and an example. Just be kind. The greatest human beings don't have the loftiest titles or the largest bank accounts or the best cars or the glossiest magazine covers or the most social media followers. Let's not get confused with being busy versus true leadership and being a titan of humanity. You can be a gardener, a street sweeper, a pizza maker, a manager, a coder, a teacher, a firefighter, and be a legend if you are the kindest person in every room you're in. So there you go. Those are what the most fully alive people do. And I invite you not only to think about these, but I invite you to implement them. As you know so well, my brain tattoo, ideation without execution is delusion. My other brain tattoo, no idea will work without the work. What makes leadership is getting traction on your creativity. In other words, producing results. Talk is cheap, get big things done. So I hope I've been of great value to you in this mastery session. My intent as I prepare these and then create these for you is just to be an instrument of service. And I really hope I give you real information that you can use every day to be not only a better performer and a legendary leader, but really a great human being. Because the world needs more heroes. Why wait for them? I want you to become one of them. If I've done my job, if this episode is great and inspirational and valuable, here's what I'd love you to do. Share it with 3 of your friends over the next 1 hour. 3 of your friends over the next 1 hour, so you help me spread this message so together we build a better world. Number 2, a lot of people ask me, "Robin, we've heard so much about your live event, Personal Mastery Academy. We want to be in the room so we get this revolution of transformation and we really master our interior core so we own our game in our business and professional life. We've also heard about the Titan Summit. We don't know how to get into the Titan Summit. Where's the information? I'm happy to help you. Just go over to robinsharma.com, or personalmasteryacademy.com, or thetitansummit.com. I've been running these events for many years. All the details are over there. If you find them helpful and you want to show up, I'd love to have you in the room. Final thing I'll leave you with. If you've liked this episode and you want to go 100 times deeper into this kind of material and you want me to be your elite performance coach to help you own your craft, live a legendary life, I'd love to be of service to you. I'd love to take you much, much deeper into how the great ones do it every single day and work with you every single month as your legendary leadership coach. Robin Sharma Nation is my coaching program. Information on that is at robinsharma.com, again, or at robinsharmanation.com. If it feels right to you, if you want me to coach you, you need some help, you want to know how the best ones do it, I'd love to walk you through how they do over many months so we lock in these habits so you get traction around your ambitions, okay? Thanks for being with me. I'm really grateful for your time, and I'll see you in the next mastery session. Hi, this is Robin Sharma. I hope you received great value from this mastery session. If you'd like to receive potent training videos, blog posts, learning tools, and information on my 2 live events, Personal Mastery Academy and my flagship 4-day experience, the Titan Summit, go ahead and visit robinsharma.com.